your horror movie podcast.
Welcome back, Hack/Stab/. It's your boy Hacky, and this week we're doing the Funhouse Massacre. The trio is back together. We got fucking Waterboy down there, Mr. Slashy, guy fucking jamming out this clam out up top, to the left, to the right of me. Here he is.
What is up? Just Justin, reporting for duty. Let's do this.
Let's go. Hey,
on a Sunday.
This is part of 13 days of Halloween. Just real quick, I got a riddle for you guys.
All right, what we got?
What does a ghost get when he falls down?
A boo-boo.
Oh!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. That wasn't even planned.
Waterboy.
Yes,
Tell us why you picked this movie and had you ever seen it before?
I have seen this before. It had been years.
Then why'd you pick this movie?
I was just saying, holy crap, you did see this, huh? Okay.
It just popped into my head for some reason. And I was like, well, it kind of had some brutal stuff in there. So I figured I'd give it a shot. And I was somewhat excited / well, we'll get into what I thought.
All right, so Waterboy's expectation rating is currently a 4.9 to a 5.1 because he doesn't want to say 5.0 because he's not a fan of Mustangs and he's tired of me and Justin ragging on him.
It's true.
Exactly.
4.9.
Justin, had you ever seen this before?
No, but I'm not gonna lie. So, like, when you go like searching for a horror movie to watch, this has popped up 1,000 times. It's one of those things, and I always get it confused. I'm pretty sure there's like an 80 movie called like the Funhouse. Always get these two things confused because I've seen the cover of this 1,000 times. I knew that Robert Englund was in it, but I have never actually clicked watch it until Waterboy forced my hand. So my expectations, like I've read it over a few times trying to see what it was about and everything, but I kind of just give it a, I don't know. I kind of expected it to be like a 3.5.
Why is that?
I'm actually in the same exact boat, dude. I knew Robert Englund was in this, so there was that going for it. But this is always in the section that says horror movies, that says like to watch, well, like recommended for you. And just like everything else, dude, like I just won't click play because I'm hoping we do it on the podcast. But I was looking forward to this. It's got a bunch of actors I do like that creep me out. So let's get into it. Expectation rate, dude. I'll do it if you're not going to do it. Waterboy at 5.
There you go.
All right. Thank you. 4.9.
Justin, take us away.
We have Halloween night, Statesville Mental Hospital, and we see a visitor, and we see a young journalist named Miss Quinn arriving for a story and some interviews at the mental hospital. And we see the warden greets her, and right away, warden, there we go, Robert Englund, let's go. Woo. Right away.
I apologize for how sexist my security guard is.
Yeah, exactly.
That is one way to greet someone at the front door.
Nice, fun greeting. Whoa. And he basically starts warning her right away in his awesome Robert Englund voice about the whispers around the campfire about these. Even hell is afraid of the people that live in this place. Like, he basically says, like, if it was allowed, he would shoot them all. And he starts telling the stories of all these people that are locked up and put away in this mental hospital. And we get a quick introduction to all these people right away. We see Jeffrey Ramsey's Animal the Cannibal. And as he says their names, you get like a little flashback and see what they did. So you see this guy right now. He was a chef that would feed customers to customers. And you literally see him cooking.
Talk about a profit margin. It costs him nothing.
Exactly. You see him cutting up the people.
I thought it cost an arm and a leg, Sean.
Oh, and that's why they had to make him disappear into here. And then next, oh God, I hate the dentist so much. We see Dr. Suave, and he is a dentist, and he likes to drill people right through their freaking heads.
What about during vocal exercises?
I was gonna say his little video shows drilling right through there.
You gotta drill him.
Already terrified of dentists. Don't like this guy at all. And then we see the taxidermist, and you see this little goofball making like you see him. He's making like a Frankenstein body. Like,
dude, I ain't never seen someone this artistic since Joe Montana.
He's literally just the creepiest looking dude putting all these different body parts together, like making his own little Frankenstein. And then we see Rocco the Clown, and he was a pro wrestler, but he had a problem. He would actually kill people in the ring.
It happens.
Not the good.
I
This guy
fucking
is
love
like,
Rocco.
this guy is crazy.
Rocco's
And
modern life, dude.
then we meet this wicked creepy guy who just, this dude looks creepy. Mental Manny. And he is like the crazy cult leader that manipulates people, possibly hypnotizes
Like
people.
Jim Jones.
I was
Yes,
just gonna say
that-
he's Jim Jones, but his facial characteristics, no matter what role he plays, he could be the good guy, and you still wouldn't trust him on screen. Justin, if you
Oh,
move your head
100%.
a little bit, you can see him,
right.
and he's this actor, dude, and he's got like the pointy nose, the pointy chin, the abstract eyebrows, like the deep hairline, the big forehead, like it just gives off like psychotic traits without even having to act.
Oh yeah.
Dude, what's this actor's name again? Do you know it?
I forget
Perfect
it, but
casting.
I'm pretty sure that he just walked in there and said, "You got it."
Yeah, I don't, I don't watch a lot of TV, but once I did watch a show called Burn Notice. Only shout out Bruce Campbell because Bruce Campbell was in it, and this dude was on that show as the crazy bad guy, and he was like a reoccurring for like 9 episodes, and he was so creepy, and he's got that face that you never forget. So the second I saw him in this right away, I was like, holy shit!
This guy is
Jay,
Jerry
right?
Burns.
Yeah, there
That's
we
awesome.
go. I was gonna say, yeah, this dude is an insane actor. All right, so anyway, so we got that crazy intro to all of them. So now we see the warden and Miss Quinn. They go back to the office to talk, and it's just the two of them. And things start getting a little hot. I guess
Little
out of
heated.
nowhere, we see Miss Quinn acting really weird, like, oh, it's like
I've got a
little
fetish
hot.
for bow ties.
Yeah, it's like a little hot, and all of a sudden she's walking around the warden, and like, I'm like,
Who
what the
has
fuck?
that kind of a delivery?
Yeah, she's like playing with this bow tie and like walking around him. And as she's like behind him, we see she pulls out razor wire, wraps it around his neck, pulls it back, and slices this dude's freaking neck and kills him. Like, bye, Robert Englund. Like, thank you for appearing in this.
I'm,
And then,
I'm
like,
just gonna put this out there, Justin.
yeah,
Watching this, I laughed my ass off because when she goes to strangle Robert Englund and she's looking down with that like sinister smile,
mhm.
you don't see Robert Englund, but you see his hands pop up. And for a split second, it looks like when she gouges into his neck and the blood spurts everywhere,
Yeah.
she lets go and goes,
Oh my god, that's very awesome.
throws her hands up and like, ah!
She has hands. Well, yeah, she does. She like runs over there, and then because she's like calls the guards, and she's like, guards, like help me, like he's attacking me. And then the guards come in, and holy crap, she stabs the crap out of them and kills them. Moves right onto the hallway. All of a sudden, starts shooting everyone. We got the skulls being smashed. Like she goes and clicks the button, opens that opens the door. It opens all the doors for all the mental
If you
people.
run an insane asylum or if anyone's out there engineering one, let's try not to have a master button that lets everyone out at the same time.
I was
Right.
just gonna say she
Every
literally hit a
single
button.
time.
Yeah, let's
Every
practice
single-
fire safety and fire drills in case something does happen. But let's not have just one button that like, hey, everyone, have fun.
Insane. And as she's doing this, now we see like she's painting her face as a clown. She's using like the blood of the guy that she just killed for like her nose. Complete Harley Quinn vibes. Like the second I saw this, I'm like, holy crap, she is now Harley Quinn. And we see Mental Manny walk out and she's like, hi, daddy. And basically like hugs him and they bail together. And then boom, title scene, the Funhouse Massacre. And then we meet some of the local cops. We see local cops arriving like at a hotel, and there's a dead body on the bed, and we see this insane overzealous cop that's just like a complete mess. Like he's explaining what he thinks happens.
His name is Deputy Doyle. Do you think that's a play on Deputy Dewey?
Yes.
Oh, 100%. This guy gives out the craziest deputy Dewey vibes ever because he's like literally telling like the sheriff, who's a girl, like I believe her name's Kate, Sheriff Kate. He's like telling her what he thinks happened. Completely wrong. And as he's doing it, he's like touching the body and like on top of it, like the body. She's like, could you please like stop straddling the corpse? Like you just literally contaminated
please
every single
dismount
thing.
the corpse.
Yeah, like this dude just ruins like the whole entire crime scene.
Dude, he's got like this broken bottle in his hands, and she's like, "You mean to tell me that you're holding the potential murder weapon in your hands without gloves? Guess who's our number one suspect when we have that dusted for fingerprints?" And he's just like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, Deputy Doyle is an absolute mess. And then we go to the diner, and all of a sudden, this movie's going to turn into that movie Waiting. If you've seen that, it has. Yeah, we're pretty much to see a bunch of different people. Just we see a guy outside. He's actually like practicing talking to a girl. As we hear him practicing, talking. We actually literally hear like a couple have sex, and he's like trying to like just get his cards up to even talk to a girl.
They're answering the questions for him.
Like it's crazy. Yeah, you hear that girl. He's like
he's like, I have to tell you something I've been thinking about for a long time.
Oh yes,
I fucking love you.
Very awkward already. And like I said, he walks in. We meet the two waitresses, and the next few scenes literally play out like a movie waiting. They got a crazy angry customer kicking the food back. We meet some of the cooks and everything. And as all this is going on, we see that the news is on, and it says the Funhouse, the local haunt. And right away, of course, being Halloween night, one of the girls says, "You know what? We should go. We should go." Girl takes the trash out. We got a few jump scares. We have two more guys running in there, and at the same time, they're like, "All right, let's go. We're going right now. Like, all hop in here. I will drive, and we all go." So they all go to this local hunt, and they actually even leave a customer behind.
Can someone get me my check?
Yeah, poor guy's it's like an 80-year-old in there by himself, like
he's still there
waiting.
Justin,
yo,
did you see what Gerardo calls himself, the chef that's in the kitchen?
What did he call himself?
So he's dressed up as Machete.
Oh, yes.
Danny Trejo, but he calls himself Machete.
Yeah,
and he's got like a chef's knife and like a meat tenderizer and shit.
I love it. Machete. This is so ridiculous.
I love it so much.
And then we see the psychopaths that are, on the loose, and they basically say, let's take a look at our playhouse. And Manny's kind of like the leader. He's like walking them in there. And we literally see that this funhouse is all based on all their kills from years prior. Like all the setup is actually all their stuff. We see the haunt actors, they're getting ready, they're setting up, they're smoking weed, and we see the killers just join right in. They just walk right into this place, and we see all the events. We even see the killers upset. They're looking at their own crime scene, and they're like,
"It's all wrong."
Yeah, it's all wrong. Like they're like angry.
This isn't even taxidermy tools.
Yeah, taxidermy guys.
Look at these portions.
Like even
I run the fucking Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, they're so pissed. Even Manny's like saying sorry to the victims in his set. Like, this isn't right. This isn't right. So then we cut to a scene where like all the haunt actors are still like they're getting ready. They're smoking more weed, and then the two owners pretty much start yelling at them. And one guy goes in because all of a sudden we hear like a hot mic, like someone's talking on the mic. And the other guy's like, you know what? Whatever. Let me smoke some weed too. And then we're gonna kick it right over to Sean.
So, like Justin said, dude, this is the biggest night of Dennis's life, and he's pissed off that this cast and crew is getting wacky with the paraphernalia. I believe is the words he uses.
Yeah.
And like you said, dude, we get Mental Manny is now hot on the mic as he talks to his friends, and we see the real psychos start taking place of the fake ones, with Rocco even ripping off his double's face. Like, this is where his mask come from. Yes. And I fucking love this so much. And just the peel off, very well done. Props to the makeup department, special effects. I loved every second of that kill. I don't even know if it's a kill yet. It's not, but we'll get there. Dennis is pissed, and he is like power walking, if you will, just a like mean little strut. And he comes into the office and he starts yelling at Mental Manny. Turns out Mental Manny's daughter has been banging Dennis just to get this like funhouse up and running and get it to the way he wanted. So when they broke out, they had a playground. And this dude Dennis is so fucking dense that he's not putting two and two together, that the chick he was banging is this psychopath's daughter, and this shit's going to be for real. Instead, he starts apologizing and then tells fucking Mental Manny that he's a failure as a father because his daughter wound up on the pole, and it's not his fault that she liked to have a fling with him. They were just fuck buddies. And then Rocco finally comes in and just smashes this dude in the back of the head to like just shut him up.
Mm-hmm.
We get Sheriff Kate now. She's starting to comb through files of what they call the Stitch Face Killer. And I think this is actually a pretty cool name, especially the way they take out their victims. This leads to us seeing the group of friends all in the back of Gallardo's pickup truck. And they're talking about the legend of Stitch Face as she's combing through the files. And that also translates into all these like I don't know if you'd call them urban legends or just like campfire stories, like Robert Englund said earlier on, about these killers and all the mental patients locked away. We now see Bob and Dave, and they're your local radio DJs, and they're covering the opening of the Funhouse. And I fucking love this encounter so much. They come up to Bob, the security guard.
Love this one.
And they start going back and forth, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're the morning DJs," and they're just like, "Yeah, it's been like 15 years," and he's like, "Yeah, well, it's been a while since I've been allowed to listen to the radio," and they like question each other, and Bob and Dave are looking at each other, and they look back at Mr. Animal, and he's like, "Hey, you got something right here," and he pulls it out, and I think it's like a chunk of skin,
Yeah.
and he eats it. And it looks like Bob and Dave are like gagging while they're watching it. And he just fucking starts rubbing like all the blood that's all over his face, around his lips, and like on his teeth.
Yeah,
And it's very disturbing. But if there's ever a place and a time to get away with this shit, like it's all acting, it's Halloween and it's at a fucking haunted house. And just the play on words is great in their encounter. But then we get a quick montage of all these people showing up, and this place is fucking packed, and it shows them all over the amusement park. They're even getting like regular scares by actual actors, and this leads into our killers starting to get some kills, and everyone else watching it, and they think it's all just part of the show. We see the dude get smashed over the head by the taxidermist and dragged away, and one chick goes, I think she says, "I'm putting this on Instagram."
Yeah, yep.
And then we get your typical like a douchebag, like leader of the friend group. He's walking through this all white classroom, and he's like, not even scared, like bunch of sissies. And then we get a strobe light effect, and we see Dollface come out and slice his throat. And then when the lights come back on, he is fucking gone. And they all still think this is part of the just the acting and the night and all this other shit, dude. And we go back to the line, and we see our group of oncomers. We see our group of kids, and Guillermo turns to leave, and they're like, "Hey, where are you going?" And he goes, "This place is too scary for me. Besides, only white people like this shit."
Love it. Love it.
Walks back to his truck, leaves the group behind. We do go back, and we see Deputy Doyle sitting at his desk, and he's manning the phones, but he's playing fucking Duck Hunt, and he's talking shit to the game.
Love it.
I love this so much because as he's doing this, we get a phone call, and the kid's like, please help, they killed my friends. And he's like, whoa, wait, what's going on? And he's like, they killed my friends. They're like, where are you? And he's like, the Land of Illusions. And he's like, all right, did you get a look at the killer? And he's like, yeah. He's like, what do they look like? And he goes, your fucking mom last night. And they just have this back and forth, and it just pisses him off to the point where he hangs up. And we go back now, and we see fake Rocco stumble into like those spinny rooms at a haunted house. You know what I'm talking about? When you walk down, it's like a steel grate, and the whole room's moving.
The whole room around you is like going around. Yep.
Like
he comes out, and he sees our group of friends, and he drops to his knees and starts begging for help. And then we see Rocco put him in like a chokehold and fucking snap his neck and drop him like a bag of bricks. This looks like the group is going to like turn and run in pure fright. And instead, they fucking laugh at him. And you just hear one of them go, "You suck. Get better actors."
Love it.
Like, this man just died in front of you.
Oh, my God.
They continue on, though, and they walk through the dentist office, and they start to record. And this dates the movie. Jason takes out his phone and goes, "Oh, I'm putting this on Vine."
Right.
I forgot Vine was a thing. I forgot Vine even existed.
Same.
If they walk through the dentist office, and then they actually make it to the taxidermist room. And while he's performing on this kid, he's throwing the guts behind him, and he's hitting like the ongoers. And one of them turns around and goes, "Oh, I'm taking some of this for later." Like, you just took real human guts and put it in your pocket.
Grabbed it and walked away. You're like, I saw it.
And he's like whispering to the kid that he's taking the guts for. He's like, "You're doing so good."
Yeah.
Crazy.
The group continues on, but the boys stop and they pause at a window. And they're like, yeah, there's definitely something in there. And they wait just long enough to see Dollface take a random ongoer, like another stranger, and press her up against the window, lean her back, and slice her throat. Turns out this person is Dollface's fake counterpart. So these actual psychos are starting to take out all their fake counterparts one by one, and they're great looking kills. Christina and Jason now decide they want to go find another place to bang because the restaurant at the beginning of the movie wasn't enough. We also see Giardo just drinking away his sorrows in his Ford fucking Ranger. He's talking to his woman, and I don't know if he's talking to her about, having some potential coitus later, but this leads into his allergy for cats, but he's not allergic to her cat, if you catch my drift. And they never use like any indecent words. He does refer to it as a cat, but he's also asking about like 30 minutes or 31 minutes, like he's trying to make a pizza delivery. Like, I just like the back and forth.
Love it.
We go back now and we see Dollface actually watching Christina and Jason get it on, and looks like she's enjoying this. She's watching them through the crack of the bathroom stall door.
It was Will Smith.
Yeah. We go back now and we see Deputy Doyle again gets another prank phone call. This time it actually sounded kind of like real, but he's pissed and he decides to leave the emergency phone line off the hook. Idiot.
Prank calls, man.
They get to you. They get to you.
So Laurie and Morgan now have a moment while they're playing ring toss, and Morgan drops the ball just like he has been all night long. The group's kind of back together now. Well, everyone but Christina, who's in the bathroom with Dollface. And Christina is actually kicking the shit out of Dollface.
Dude,
she's pissed because Dollface gave her the slice on the face. Yeah, she gives her a swirly. She's beating the hell out of her. I'm thinking Christina's about to get the first like actual useful kill in this movie.
Same.
And when Dollface stands up, dude, she gives her like a real hard shove against the stall, and there's a coat hanger that goes through her throat and just right out the other side of her neck. The second she hit this wall, guys, I knew it was going to be the coat hanger, because when they were fucking in the stall, there was like this weird camera angle that overemphasized that there was a coat hanger in that stall. And it just kind of gave you like that Schrodinger's cat type deal.
Foreshadow.
Yes. You see Sheriff Kate, she's now back at the crime scene and she wants to go over everything one more time. She actually gets a phone call with, I think it's an editor, and they're talking about a journalist and why she was in town and this, that, and the other thing. And he says, like, she hasn't checked in, but I really don't check on her stories until after she's written them. And you can kind of tell that their Jane Doe that has her face completely shown shut was an actual reporter that was going to this mental institution for a report. And our Dollface killer just happened to be there and just killed her and took her spot and said, all these fucking lunatics free. We now see that the group is out looking for Christina, and they actually see Dollface dragging Christina's body into an attraction. So they run into that attraction after her, only to find her dead in a classroom with a fucking dunce cap on her head.
Where'd that dunce cap come from, dude?
Yeah, like that was fucking quick because these kids were chasing her. Like, you propped her up, put the dunce cap on, and hid. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They start panicking because Christina's dead. They look over and they see a girl with her eyes and her mouth sewn shut. And this girl just happens to have enough strength to actually rip the sew of her mouth open so she can scream. We see Dollface now, and the group just takes off running, and they find the gates locked. And just as they start panicking and shit starts to sink in that this is all set up and they're not getting out this way, we see Rocco just in time for us to go into Watercuck's turn and take us home.
Yeah.
Hey, is someone banging on something or like moving a table?
No.
I kept hearing like a tapping. Okay, never mind. Just keep going. Have fun.
You okay?
Yeah, I like thought it was like on my table. I'm like, oh my god, am I like? It's like, am I like shaking it? And then I heard it like through here, and it wasn't.
My stapler.
Okay, cool. Just go. Just go. My bad.
All right.
You know what it is? We were talking about a banging scene in the bathroom, and Waterboy looks like he hasn't done anything in quite some time.
It's been a
while,
little bit, dude.
I was wondering what was going on. I couldn't tell if his arm was moving.
Yeah, make sure you edit that out.
Yeah,
PG. It's a PG podcast.
Edit.
All right. So Machete gets his ass scared by one of the guests at the attraction, banging on his window and casually.
I don't know if you call him scared because he's like, "Hey, are you dead?"
Yeah. Are you okay? Are you dead? Oh shit. Meanwhile, Sheriff Kate and Deputy Doyle are checking out the insane ward, seeing that the bloodbath that was left behind from Dollface letting everybody out. They realize some of those so-called prank calls were not actually prank calls, and they head to the attraction. Getting there, they find Morgan, and Doyle randomly shoots him and then tells him, hands up where I can see him.
I can't put him up. You shot me in one
You
of them.
shot me.
Dude,
Idiot.
the interaction between these two is fucking hilarious.
It's so
Because
good.
he's like, well, in my defense, I did tell you from the car to put your hands
I mean,
up, and you just kept coming at me. And he's like, "Did it look like I had a weapon?" He goes, "No, but you didn't stop moving."
you didn't
He goes,
do what I
"Oh, I'm
told you to
sorry.
do."
Was my incredibly athletic running style threatening you?"
So good.
Kate hands Morgan a gun as they think they're about to take him on. Machete pulls up in the Ford Ranger, letting them know that Machete does the cutting. Back in the funhouse,
You say his name right. It's Machete.
Machete.
There you go.
Back in the funhouse, Lori stumbles upon Dr. Suave giving free oral exams. She goes in there and tries to stop him, and then the guy who he was working on stabs him in the ear with one of the tools, with Lori finishing him off by hitting him straight in the head with the tool pan.
Let's go, Lori.
Crazy.
Love it. I like his reaction though to like him having to take them both on at the same time. One patient at a time.
At a time. Unreal. Love it.
You look like you grind your teeth.
Stage is set now with Mental Manny murdering the DJs and letting the rest of the murderers know that it is killing time.
Wait, it hasn't been killing time?
Well, more killing time. Cat saying Mental Manny is still alive from her childhood and her mom having set herself on fire along with the other believers of that cult. It's showtime with Rocco kicking everybody's ass and even ripping a guy's head straight off. Insane.
Great practical effects. Great
Honestly.
practical effects.
Officer Kate and Doyle are trying to help get everybody out of there, along with Lori still trying to help out the guy from earlier, hiding from Dollface as she saws off a girl's head and dances around with two heads in her hands.
Very Harley Quinn-esque.
Oh, yeah. A standoff ensues at the gate between Doyle, Morgan, and Rocco. Doyle shoots all the bullets with all of them missing, and Morgan takes one shot and proceeds to shoot the guy that Lori was trying to save.
Right off the rip, too. Instead of shooting at Rocco, he just changes aim.
Whoops. But then who else but Machete saves the day by stabbing him in the back. And then he's got the wooden...
Dude, he's got a baby meat tenderizer that is no bigger than $50.
Dude.
Rocco is like 6'10" and built like an NFL superstar.
Oh my gosh. He's definitely a fullback, dude. And then everybody runs. They run straight into the taxidermist, who Lori lets Doyle know that you can shoot him.
Yeah, he's just sitting there, like pointing the gun at the guy, just like staring. He's like, dude, shoot him already. Like, what are you doing?
And somehow he gained the ability to finally hit something other than air while unloading the entire clip into his chest and then proceeding to
throwing
vomit
up
for
everywhere.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Ep from fucking Deer Camp. Just
Yeah.
Kate off doing her own thing with wanting to kill Mental Manny. They split up and Morgan finally gives Lori a kiss before they run off. Kate shoots Mental Manny in the foot and starts chasing after him, with Dollface then chasing after her.
It's just like a conga liner chasing.
Yeah. Leaving Doyle once again with Rocco. Tries having just a normal conversation, but ends up just shooting and taking him out anyway. Machete and Morgan face off against the animal. All right. Switch over to Kat, having cornered Manny, and she shoots him straight in the head, saying, "Relax, it's only death." Standoff time now between Dollface and Kate. Machete and Morgan giving Animal a taste of his own cooking by putting his face onto the grill. Now
Welcome to Chili's.
Now Lori is in there helping out with Dollface, stabbing Kate in the neck and her getting Dollface in the abdomen, with them both falling and Doyle arriving just too late. The help finally shows up, though, with Morgan randomly saying, "I can't believe we survived," before getting his back broke by Rocco, who was still alive. Jesus, I knew something like that was coming, though.
Mm-hmm.
And sudden pause before Doyle saying, "Kill him," and then him just being loaded up with bullets. and then Doyle taking the finishing shot with a shotgun to the head. Now we're at the ambulance, seeing another one getting put in there, but looks like Kate, but nope. Turns out it's just her face on doll face, and we get a last minute scene with her getting out of the crashed ambulance and just dancing off into the distance.
She gone.
He's gone.
Love it. I'm just gonna float this out there real quick. If they ever make another Halloween, Jason, or even a Hatchet, and they need someone to play this big brooding character, they need to find Rocco.
Rocco, dude.
Right.
Rocco is an absolute menace.
Rocco
and his posture and his walking.
The way he just
I know it might sound weird, but if you're gonna play a Jason or a Michael or any one of these characters, it's all about the stature. It's all about the walk. It's all about how you carry yourself. And Rocco is a fucking presence.
Dude's a unit.
Dude, those fucking shoulders, dude.
Like, he is a G unit.
God dang.
Rocco.
Let's go.
He got shot.
He got shot 9 times and once in the face, and he still kept coming. All right, guys, you got any fun facts?
You guys got some?
Justin, you got any?
Should we talk about what we think about it first, or what?
Yeah.
We could do all of that stuff. That's what we do here on the Horror Review.
All right. I would say that this movie was so uneven, to even say the least. I couldn't tell apart. I'm like, is this supposed to be serious? Is it funny? Some of the jokes I thought didn't land. Some of them I thought were awesome. But the third act I thought was so good. It was actually better than I thought. And actually, this movie was thoroughly entertaining. Like I said, it was a little uneven. Like, it kind of just felt like off with the pacing and everything. But I still think it was actually pretty entertaining and fun. And I give it a 7.1 out of 10. It felt a lot like it. I don't know. It took a bit for it to lean into the fun. But when it did, especially like I said, that third act, it really won me over, because I was kind of like, I don't know about this.
It does drag at the beginning a little bit.
Yeah, and that's what I meant with the pacing. Like, I couldn't tell. Like, I thought it was gonna be more serious, and then, which is fine. I love fun and stuff. It just I couldn't tell which way it wanted to go, and it kind of felt like a mix of like Haunt, Hellfest, and like 31. But this one did
Stop taking my fucking notes, Justin.
Don't talk about 31, bro.
This was 2015, so this did all those Haunt, like Hellfest, Bloodfest, all that shit. Like, this did it first. So fucking mic drop. Let's go. This is 2015, 7.1. Sean, take it away.
I literally, in my notes, I was like, I enjoyed this, but at the same time, I didn't enjoy this. It felt like there was a great storyline in place. The practical effects in this movie were amazing. I did enjoy the acting. I thought the casting was great. I can't get over Rocco and Dr. Suave. I think they are fantastic. Justin, in my notes, I literally said, if you could take Hellfest budget and Edgar Egginton's storyline from Bloodfest and just mash them all together with the potential of the Funhouse Massacre and just have them just toss them motherfuckers in a melting pot and then see what kind of stew you can come up with. I feel like it would just absolutely slap, and it would be a game changer. I love this movie. I wish there was more to this movie. And that being said, I'm going to give it a 6.7.
Oh yeah, I'll take that. And I'm just going to piggyback off what both you said. I mean, the casting was great. The practical effects, awesome. I mean, you could definitely, it probably didn't have a massive budget, of course, but what they did with what they had, it was really good. It did drag in the beginning, but it amps everything up. Even like Justin was saying with the comedy, some of it was lacking a little bit, but it was funny in a good amount of parts. And I'm going to give this a 7.2 out of 10.
Yeah, there we go.
If there's anything in this movie, I love doing this with you guys. Would you change it? I feel like I would have enjoyed this movie a little more had this started with the reporter getting killed.
That would have been
if we had gotten an opening scene kind of like we did in Vicious Fun, where it takes place at the motel and it's straight into a kill. We don't see anyone's face. We just know that there's a kill. And then that leads into the mental institution and maybe get a little more Robert Englund.
Yeah, like picture this like a back shot.
Yes,
of like her hair of the like Harley Quinn style hair, stitching up a face, and then going into that sort of
Yeah.
type deal.
Because she does wear wigs. You know what I mean? So she does
Right.
transition,
Yep.
which is good. I did love Robert Englund in this movie. I loved his delivery of, this killer, that killer, but we have the killers that no one wants to talk about, that the press doesn't want to cover. These killers only get talked about as a campfire story. I thought that line delivery was amazing. I just wish we got a little more of it.
Yeah.
And a little bit better pacing in the beginning, because
that's what I meant. Like
the third act
felt
rushes.
That's the thing about Won It Over, because at first I was like, oh, I don't know about this. And I'm like, I've seen Haunt, I've seen like Hellfest, I've seen all those. I'm like, those movies I felt like did it better. So I'm like, I wasn't loving it. But the third, it really like just puts the pedal to the metal for that last third act, and I think it really did save it, and it was good. So
yeah, I mean,
that's like you just said. It, like when you said the third act crushed it in this movie, I thought the first like beginning of Hellfest was awesome, like leading into it, and then the rest of it fell apart. I thought Bloodfest, like the heart of the movie and everything that was going on, was fantastic, but the ending of Bloodfest, I was just like, oh, come on, bro, really?
Yeah.
Like it got very cliche towards the end, and that's why I think like I want to put all these movies together and just make one massive fucking banger. Just take notes from each other the next time someone makes one of these movies.
Exactly.
Please.
Anyone got any fun facts?
I've got a fun fact that
what do you got?
Screams why Waterboy took this fucking movie.
All right.
Lord of Illusion Funhouse is named after Clive Barker's book and movie, Lord of Illusions, in 1995.
Boom. Mic drop.
Land of Illusion. That was where this place was filmed, right?
I was filmed at Land of Illusions.
Yeah.
But Lord of Illusions Funhouse is what they're in, is what they called it.
Gotcha.
And then at the beginning of the film, Dahmer, Bundy, and Gacy are all mentioned by Robert Englund.
Yep.
This is before the film's actual psychopaths are introduced as the cannibal, the lady killer, and the clown. Jeffrey Dahmer was a cannibal, Ted Bundy was a lady killer, and John Wayne Gacy used to play dress up as a clown. I think that was a very good kind of inner co-mingling of serial killers, if you will. And like Waterboy said, there was a mid-credit scene where the Stitch killer climbs out of the wrecked ambulance wearing the lady cop's face, and a post-credit scene that we did not cover where a load of body bags is just shown outside of the fair, and the giant clown actually burst out of one. So Rocco is not dead.
Yeah, what the hell? I didn't get to see that. It changed the movie on me. I always let the credits roll.
I absolutely hate when it fucking does that.
And
I had to go on YouTube and watch this.
I didn't even see that, dude.
Yeah, some of these I was going to mention that some of the streaming platforms, they'll be like next movie in 10. So it just switches off to the next movie. And that's what happened to me, because I read that in the fun facts too. I was like, wait, the clown burst out? I'm like, I didn't see that.
I read that in the fun facts, dude, and I had to go back, like I said, and find it on YouTube to watch it.
That's fucked up, dude.
Yeah, so
I gotta watch that now.
In that
being unloaded and the shotgun shot to the head.
In those same mid-credit scenes, if you guys notice, the ambulance's license plate reads 274YSU. And if you spell that out like people play on license plates with numbers and letters, it actually spells slays you.
Let's go.
Huh. It's almost like the one from Jeepers Creepers, eating
you. Be eating you instead of beating you. And then, like we've said a bunch of times, at the beginning of the film, Candace I can't say her last name. Her character, Dollface, her aforementioned name at the beginning of the movie is Miss Quinn, which seems to be a nod to the DC character Harley Quinn. And she also gives off very Harley Quinn tendencies throughout this movie, like the dancing with the heads, the clown paint, calling Manny the Maniac daddy, because she does call Joker daddy.
And just that, I mean, that whole entire scene was basically like her, like helping like the Joker, like escape Arkham Asylum. You know what I mean? Like,
and this was her first acting debut as well.
Actually, and you could actually kind of compare Rocco to Bane. Not like the Dark Knight Bane,
like big.
But if you go back to like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like Mr. Freeze and all that shit, the way Bane looks with the mask on.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fun fact. Do you know what Rocco the Clown was based off of?
Was he based off of Bane?
Yes. And
seriously?
listen to this. Ready? Rocco the Clown, and I heard this straight from the writer. Like I gotta talk to you about these guys' writers. I fell in love with them. Doink the Clown meets Bane. I don't know if you guys are WWE stars.
Yes.
I mean fans,
Yes.
but they said they based it off like Doink and Bane. Right, I heard that right from the actual writers, who can't wait to discuss in a minute.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Fuck.
Waterboy, you got anything?
No, just Sean covered both of them, and then it was the Dollface's acting debut, that actress.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I got the tagline, which is pretty badass. It's murder.
You love taglines.
It's all part of the show. Love that
Let's
one at
go.
all. And dude, the director, who the hell directed this, was Andy Palmer.
Who the hell
But
directed this?
My bad. The director, I didn't even say that. Andy Palmer.
Director,
But,
if you're watching this.
Yeah, no, dude, the writers. Do you know who wrote this movie?
A writer.
Deputy Doyle and Laurie in the movie. Like, and then
No way.
so to try to get fun facts, I looked up stuff and I saw them too. I watched an interview with them too, and I just thought it was the actors, and they were talking about how like they were writing it and stuff, and then I was like, wait, is this like a husband and never mind, their husband and wife. Shout out Ben Begley and Renee Dorian. Their interview was so awesome how they came across as horror fans. They were like the coolest two people you've ever met in your life, like so energetic and hyper and passionate. I wish like I should have sent you the interview, and they were literally talking about like that's where the guy's like, oh my god, yeah, it was like Doink the Clown meets Bane, and their whole entire discussion about this. This is why people got to go off their ideas. They were talking about how they went to like a haunt, and they like couldn't tell if like they like imagine if this stuff was real and everything. And there was a story in the paper a long time ago, Texas, about, and it was a fake story. And I remember this. This was literally probably like 11 years ago, and it was about like someone's guts. They saw someone murdering them and everything. And it was a fake story, but I remember reading it. It made the paper, and I was like, "Holy shit! Like this is real. This is so scary." Like the guy talks about like reading that too. He even mentioned the story that I thought I was the only person that ever saw it. And he talks about like, "Oh, let's make a movie on that." And they were talking about how much how dude, even the movies they named, like they're like, oh my god, like we love these movies like Trick or Treat, Slither, You're Next, like Conjuring, Final Destination, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream. He's like, we wanted this to have 80s and 90s vibes. Like he's like, he didn't want to have like just like some weird creepy movie. He's like, I just wanted one for horror fans just to go in there and have fun and just like worry about just people getting killed and stuff. I don't know. Those two guys, the husband and wife team, seems so badass. They talk so passionately and cool about making all the stuff. Absolutely love that.
That is awesome.
And they even talked about the Harley Quinn thing and escaping Arkham Asylum. And that's
Hell yeah, dude. That is fucking awesome.
Dude, shout out to them too.
Yeah, like you said, they just wanted people to be able to have fun in this movie.
Yes.
This is a very, very fun movie. If you're a horror fan, this is one movie to watch.
And that's what won me over. That's why I said at the beginning, I couldn't tell which way it was happening. I'm like, all right, is this gonna be like a real serious? Like I couldn't like that's why I'm like, I couldn't 100% tell. And then it just won me over because, like I said, it was just being fun. And shout out both of them. Like they seem literally like the coolest two people just talking about how they just their passion was to write a movie like this, and they got it done, and it's badass.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Fuck yeah.
All right, Axe Stab Slash. That about wraps it up. It's your boy Hacky. It's your boy Stabby.
Justin.
Yeah, later.
Peace.
Peace.